So empathy is part of our natural, but also we need to practice more and more.
Well, we certainly, I mean, science has tried to crush it. That's led to so much cruelty. And one of the things, before I visited Auschwitz, one of the death camps, I was taken by a German friend who also wanted to visit Auschwitz because he couldn't understand how people, because he lived during the war too, he couldn't understand how people either didn't know or pretended not to know what was going on with these trains of people going to the death camps where he lived. And the thing he showed me that stayed with me forever, it was, I think it was Himmler who was in charge. And there's a letter that he wrote to the young men who were going in as Gestapo into the prisons as warders. And he said, "It is to be expected that some of you will show empathy for the prisoners. This must be stamped out immediately."
Yeah.
And they were trained that way. I mean, these young men, the young Nazis, they had a 2-year training. And at the beginning, they were given a dog, a police dog, and told, take this dog everywhere. You've got to strongly bond with the dog. And so they came in for their final exam with the dog, who had become, their best friend in these 2 years. And they were told, shoot your dog. And if they couldn't shoot the dog, they were out.
Wow.
So that shows you the kind of people who made it into the Gestapo.
So cruel.
Yes. Horrible. Horrible.
So
That's what I call evil. The difference between doing bad things because you're all roused up and angry and you just do it, or cold-bloodedly thinking, oh, we'll train people like this. That's evil. Chimps aren't capable of evil. We are.
So for you, what's the connection between human rights and animal rights?
Oh, it's much the same. Human rights, animal rights, they may be given rights, but they're violated all the time.
But someone will say you are too idealistic.
Well, you're very idealistic if you think, as some people do, that if I give animal rights, they'll be safe. That's very idealistic because there's ways around everything. It's not the law. I mean, yes, the law helps, but it's our feeling that matters.
So do you agree that someone said maybe some evil is inevitable?
No, I don't agree. Why should it be? No. Do you think that?
I'm not so sure about it, but
I mean, I think human beings are definitely capable of evil.
yeah.
But that's only if we get the situation better where there isn't a need for evil thoughts. I don't know if it's inevitable. I think it's most likely because humans are flawed. Unless we get rid of this desire for money and power, then there will always be fighting. And when there's fighting, there will be evil, yes.
So what's the solution if more and more people become much more angry? The hatred is spreading around the world.
My solution is to get everybody involved in roots and shoots. No, but I'm serious because those people understand that we need peace. I mean, it's so stupid to be fighting over money and territory, and as long as you have enough, why must we always want more? More money, more territory, more land, more power.
From your early research, because you found that the chimpanzee can use too, it make a huge impact on the definition of human being. But now, through so much years, and see the different world, now how do you think about the human being now? What makes us different, special?
I think what makes us different is the explosive development of this intellect, which I personally think was at least in part triggered by our sudden, discovery that we could speak with words. So for the first time, we could tell children about things that weren't there. Chimps can't do that. They can demonstrate, they can model, but they can't tell chimpanzees about what happened last year. And so that, along with being able to plan for the future, remember the past, and most important, bring people from different skill sets to discuss a problem and try and find a solution. So I think that, I personally think that triggered our development of our intellect.
But sometimes, because you talk about a lot of hope, about commitment, but sometimes we choose the wrong direction. Maybe we don't know, but it's the wrong direction. We still so driving us to do it, but it's wrong. What should I do?
Well, I can't imagine doing that. So I can't tell you what I do, because I cannot imagine charging off in the wrong direction. But I think a lot of people do. Young people do it because they see no other way of making a living. They hate what they do. Some are forced to join the army, and they're told to kill, and they hate it. And, a lot of young people get misled. And I always tell students, if you think you want to, for example, go out and study something in the field, and halfway through your degree, you find you've made a mistake, don't be afraid to change. Don't get pushed into a life of doing something that you don't really care about. And that happens to a lot of students. On the other hand, there are students, particularly in Asia, especially Japan, and they've read my books. It's my fault. They've read my books, so they want to go in the field, and they're very passionate about it. But their parents and their teachers want them to go into business to make money. And they come to me in Japan crying and saying, I really want to do it, but my parents don't want me to, and my teacher is pushing me. So what shall I do? So I say, well, don't go against your parents now. So do what they want you to do. Do it as well as you can. Try to succeed. In all your free time, you can still help animals and the environment. And then when you get to a certain age, you can drop what you're doing and do what you really want to do. It won't be too late.